If I were to ask you right now, what do voters consider to be the top priorities heading into the 2024 election? What issues are motivating them to vote this year? Most people would probably assume that it's immigration and or crime or a combination of the two. Secondly, you would probably pick the economy. I'm willing to bet nobody off the top of their head would tell me that voters think that political extremism is the number one issue heading into November. But according to a new survey conducted by Reuters, extremism is in fact the number one issue of American voters. Immigration, which Donald Trump wants to make the centerpiece of 2024, as do other Republicans, has dropped down to number 3. Now, about a month ago, the economy was number 1. Immigration was number 2. Now extremism has taken over. Economy is number 2, and immigration is number 3. Now, obviously, that varies by party. Here's the numbers of all voters. 21% said political extremism or threats to democracy. 19% said economy, and 18% said immigration. So we're very close. Don't get me wrong. It's a very close race. And again, you break it down by party, overwhelming numbers of Democrats say it's extremism, and overwhelming numbers of Republicans say it's immigration. So the predicted split along party lines. But those people don't matter. We know who the Democrats are going to vote for. We know who the Republicans are going to vote for. Honestly, I hate to say it this way, but y'all's opinions don't matter for anything in these polls. What does matter is what the independents say. So, drum roll, do the independents say that political extremism is the number one issue facing us in the year 2024? Yes, they do. Political extremism is the top concern of independent voters in this latest survey. And, in case I need to spell this out for you, that does not bode well for Donald Trump, because in this same survey, these same people said that they trust President Biden more to handle the issue of political extremism. They view him as far less extreme than they view Donald Trump. Now, this was expected. This was predictable, because we had predicted it. I've sat here for months and told you that these early polls don't necessarily matter. Oh, immigration's the number one issue. I've told you it won't be. It always comes down to how these voters feel for their personal safety. And even though immigration is one of the biggest stories in the country because the media loves to talk about it, 99% of people in this country aren't facing immigration on a daily basis. Most of them go about their days probably without even seeing a single immigrant of any denomination, right? Any race. So they don't actually think about it until the media tells them to think about it. But when they go to the polls, the media is not telling them to think about it, so it's out of their head. What is in their head is how they personally feel. Do I feel safe? Do I feel financially safe? Is my economic situation okay? Is my personal safety okay? I'm not being threatened by migrants. What I am being threatened by are these extremists on social media, these extremists that storm the Capitol, these extremists that are issuing bomb threats to politicians and judges and prosecutors they don't like. And I want to stop that, because that does affect me. That scares me. I could be caught in the crossfire. I may even just be a target. That is horrible news for Donald Trump. And if political extremism stays the number one issue, Republicans are going to be doomed in November. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.